This is the Gligo Watch 1 Plus by Perti Tech over in Shenzhen, China. It has Bluetooth 4.2, a magnetic charging cable, and it is using an e-ink screen. The biggest selling point about this is that it has a 2-year battery life. Now don't be mistaken, it's not a 2-year battery life for the smartwatch application. It's actually a 2-year battery part based off of the quartz movement. The quartz movement, which utilizes a silver oxide battery, will last for 2 years, but the actual smartwatch and the capabilities surrounding such will only last 28 days, as it has a lithium-ion battery at only 100 milliamps. So this is the entire Gligo smartwatch right here, and we'll get into the bands in a second. It is a very nice body. It's a full stainless steel body, which means it is a non-ferrous metal. Non-ferrous metals cannot oxidize and cannot rust, like aluminum, for example. It has a snap for your charging at the back. It has some sensors for heart rate, etc. And it has a water-resistant stamp at the back. It is not fully waterproof. It is water-resistant. You have a couple things on the side, and you have the dial to adjust the hands on this side as well. Now, the beauty about this watch is that they give you a bunch of bands in the box. They actually give you some stainless bands, and they give you some leather bands. And these are just the ones they give you. These aren't the ones that, these is not all your choices. In fact, anything that has this retractable pin system that has the exact same length will likely fit in here as long as you match pins. So the body itself can be completely customized. You can even do half and half. We're not sure why you would, but you can. So that in and of itself is a very good idea for this watch. They don't lock you in like some smartwatches where they have a silicone body that are just connected to the actual face. It's not very difficult, and it only takes a second of finesse to slide it in there, pull the pin down, and let it go into the acceptor, and then there you go. And the straps are genuine leather as well, and because the stainless strap is more jingly for the microphone, we're just going to use the leather strap. We'll go over all the features on the actual dial first before we get into the application. If you do have the application open like that and you push the top button once, it'll actually find your phone, like so, and then it'll be either on vibrate or it'll be on ringtone. Depending on what it's on, it'll either ring or just buzz around on the table, so you can locate your phone as long as it's connected via Bluetooth. Alternatively, you can actually utilize the camera. It doesn't have a camera on here. What it does is connect to your device, and you press it once like that, and it'll take a picture if you have your camera app open. Unfortunately, it doesn't work with my Xperia 1 Mark III for some reason, and if it doesn't work with a mainstream flagship, I'm really not sure what it'll work with. Long pressing the top button will do heart rate measure, so you can put it on your skin like that, do a long press up top. It'll buzz once, it'll start flashing the light beneath, and it'll measure your heart rate. You can see it starts to measure right there. You have your little heart symbol right next to it, and it'll pop up with 86. I don't know if that's good or not, but if it is bad, someone please tell me in the comment section. Pressing the button once at the bottom will change it from black to white. So unlike a Sony Fez watch where you have all these designs, you can only go between black and white, but it is very nice that they give you a button that is dedicated to just make it an instant change. Long pressing the bottom button will change between date and time, or none. As you go like this, it'll change between them. You have to press it a very long time, by the way. It's a full 2.5 seconds. It's pretty crazy. It's very intense. Or you can have a clean look and just turn everything off. What I like about this is that adjusting the hands is easy as adjusting the hands on any watch. You just pull the pin out, and there you go. You can start adjusting it. It's quite intuitive, and it's very easy to get a hang of. There's zero learning curve, and it's basically, since watches were invented, that's really the way you did it. In terms of things you can do on the watch body face itself, there's no settings, there's no drop down, there's no timer, there's no stopwatch. There's really limited, if not no, functionality. You will find some additional icons that may pop up. We can't choose for them to pop up all at the same time, so we'll just kind of show you guys this. If things pop up like agenda, alarm, SNS, email, phone call, anti-lost is basically how you find your phone, heart rate, that's what they will all look like, and the definitions will be in the definition guide that they give you when you get the watch. Now for the application, you can download it free from Google Play Store, so that's easy enough. It tells you how long you've slept, your current heart rate, anything on your agenda. You can add things like time, repeat, etc., new events. It'll have your overall steps, it'll tell your kilometers and your calories burnt. You can go over to analysis. It is formatted quite weirdly and the English isn't there, so it says day, week, and month. I'm gonna be completely honest, when I first saw it say week, I honestly thought it had something to do with your toilet schedule. I really did, because it has your sleep schedule. So I thought, oh, maybe it was your urinary kind of frequency, and I quickly realized that it had nothing to do with that, because the next one was mont. So it is week and month. If you go over here to smart, you can turn on things like call reminder, SMS reminder, agenda reminder, and alarm. So there's some things you can kind of set it to either show or not show, so that's really nice. You can also go to my, and it'll tell you, as you see here, I set up a portfolio here. I have Gligo Peter. You can choose your unit setting, your language setting, apps, and your connected device. You can connect multiple devices as well if you want to be hipster and you want to be all steampunk and have 3 watches on one side. Absolutely go for it. Everything is in the app because the device itself doesn't really do anything. There's no settings menu, so you can't cycle through anything or add different notifications based on the watch itself. The watch doesn't have a system where you can turn things on or off. You need the app to do that. It'll also tell you your battery life there as well. If you click more, you get a couple other things like low battery reminder, you get email reminder. So there's some things that you can tell it to do, but again, there's no microphone on the actual unit body, and there's no way to really reply or talk into or say, okay, Google. So really, it's just a passive unit. Some smartwatches, and this is labeled a smartwatch. In fact, when you start the app, it says the world's first Hybrid E INK Smartwatch. Some smartwatches have some way to kick back, some way to click, yes, okay, I'll reply, and yes, I'll talk into it. This has no such features. There's actually nothing you can do on the watch itself. Everything relies on the application, which is not everything we can say about other smartwatches where you have some sort of level of control. In fact, in the world of e-ink smartwatches as we've seen it, as we've covered for many years now, the Gligo, although a smartwatch, has some of the least functionality across the other competitors. So I know a lot of manufacturers tell you to download the app, they want you to download the app, but this over-reliance on the app makes the watch itself kind of useless. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns about the Gligo, leave them down below. For GoodyReader.com, this is Peter.